More than 10 years of waiting for this moment to arrive. More than 10 years since GlobalNCAP began the SaferCarsForIndia program. More than 10 years of waiting for Maruti Suzuki to finally get on board. All of you have been calling them tin cans. That is about to change. The Maruti Suzuki Dzire, one of the best-selling cars for the company, has done it. The car was sent by Maruti Suzuki voluntarily, meaning the company wanted this new model tested. The new protocol from GlobalNCAP means the Dzire had to have certain equipment as standard and also undergo pedestrian and pole tests, besides stability control. That means more than one unit had to be provided. The cars are prepped separately for each of the tests. We begin with the frontal offset crash. So the frontal test. Now we've gotten used to seeing a lot of these tests. Over the past decade, a lot of Maruti Suzuki is being subjected to this test as well. But look at that. Visually, instantly, a huge difference in terms of how this car seems to have ended up compared to all of those. So what you're always looking for in a test like this, and some of you would remember this, is how much of that impact gets absorbed in this region and doesn't travel into the cabin, right? Because you don't want injuries to the occupants of the vehicle. So visually, like I said, things look really promising, but look at this. Now, that door opened really easily. It doesn't really always happen after a test, and it also shuts easily. That is really, really different. Not used to seeing that. Not used to seeing no deformation on this A-pillar or even down here on the actual sill. So the car does very well. And a lot of the scoring has come from the capable structure. The footwell and body shell are also rated stable, meaning they can withstand further loads. But there could be more protection for the front passengers in the chest area. It has also done well on the side impact test. The side curtain airbags being standard makes this score well. Side impact also showed full protection for the child seats, resulting in a high 4-star score for child occupant protection. So also necessary for that potential 5-star rating is the pole test. All the preps are done. The car is ready. Let's see how it goes. Wow, that never gets old. Just that initial impact, the sound and overall feel of it, and then just the visual reaction you have to how the car seems to have performed. But all of this is just visual. It comes down to crunching that data, analyzing the test. But let's go down and take a closer look, shall we? Now, very often I'm asked about the speeds at which these tests are conducted. In this case, it's 29 kilometers per hour. It's a kind of an average of all the accident data that's come in over decades. Accidents like this one, where there is a side impact on a pole, which means all the energy gets concentrated to that one point of impact, unlike a huge side impact, which could be a larger object, like another vehicle. And so 29 kilometers, well, that's that average of most accidents. They happen at that kind of speed. And that is the kind of protection the car then needs to incorporate at the development level. Could it be worse? Sure, the speeds could be much higher than that. But that's rare, and it's not always, therefore, what tests or protocols adhere to. The car also has eye size, considered better than ISOFIX for child seats, and 3-point seat belts with alerts for all passengers. It also gets pedestrian protection, as I said. So while pedestrian safety might be new to the protocol here, it's something that Maruti has been working on for quite some time. If you remember, it's been a few years now since Maruti had its new testing facility at its R&D center in Rohtak. That's a place where they have the crash labs and they also have the pedestrian safety testing labs. So cars like this would have gone through some of that testing. The addition of the pedestrian testing is an added asset to the India protocol. The Dzire passed this without issue. There are multiple points of potential impact in the front of a car that are tested for collision with body parts like legs. And then there's also the hood to see what would happen if a pedestrian's head impacts with it. And finally, the Dzire also underwent stability testing. It did just fine. And the good news is that, like the previous generation, electronic stability control or ESC is standard on all variants of the new Dzire. For context, GlobalNCAP had also tested the outgoing third generation Maruti Dzire a short while earlier. Results of the older test are also out today. And like all involuntary tests, the manufacturer was offered a chance to upgrade the car. That's when Suzuki informed GlobalNCAP about a new generation car that it would like to volunteer for a test. And the difference between the two is obvious. The old car did not have 6 airbags nor 3-point seat belts for all occupants, and an unstable body shell too. That shows you why it's gone from 2 stars on the third generation to now getting 5 stars on the new 4th generation. Incredible! Let's hope Maruti Suzuki follows this for all new models from here on.